Art students, Brian Proctor, the art teacher, back again with another video. And this one's kind of long, so I'm going to keep the intro really short, but I get into foreshortening in this one and a lot more anatomy, a little bit more than I planned on doing, but it's good. And then I have a what do you call it? A little show and tell in the beginning, so you'll see. So we'll just get right into the video and have you guys learn something. All right, let's get into it. All right, art students, welcome to class. So today I want to do something a little different. I want to have a little bit of a show and tell before I get things going, so I can tell you a little about me and what I do and why I do and the whole 9 yards. You see the shadow of my hand? I'm flickering my hand over here. So I love to draw, as you can see or you will see. But in the beginning, I had nobody to teach me. I always loved looking at comic strips, comic books, but I had nobody to teach me, so I was self-taught from the beginning. And these are just some of the pictures that are hanging on the back of the wall that you will see whenever I do my intro. But in the beginning, I didn't know anything about the body or how the body works and so forth and so on. So I had to trace, basically, until I got used to the way things are. And it's just, what is it? Muscle memory. The more you do something, the more the easier it is, because it's like doing your signature. You just realize how to do it. So I can draw, I can write, I can paint, I can color, I can sculpt, and a few other things I can do. I guess I was born with that talent, but I had nobody to really show me that. So the hardest part was for me to learn how to do it just from, just looking at other people's things. I didn't go to college. I didn't get a degree from, art school or whatever. I wish I could have, because there are a lot of people out there that can run circles around my art. I consider myself good, but I don't consider myself great or professional or anything. But from me just taking one step at a time, climbing that ladder, I have been able to do a lot of things. I have been able to put out drawing books, comic books, children's books, and all of these can be found on Amazon. So, as I say, with all this, I still don't consider myself a professional. And a lot of people will say, how come your channel is so small? One thing I really don't do, which I need to do, is advertise. That is the problem. But they say artists make terrible business people. And I'll just leave this here for you. This is Trials of the Samurai Clown, my comic book, the flagship comic book. Next to that would be, it's here somewhere. I just picked the thing up. This one here, Eye of the Beholder. I just got this out, but the problem is the printers, kablam, is having a hard time putting it up online live for me to actually sell. And I'll just flip through here, just, show you some pages about this guy. So anyway, as I say, one of the things when you start out, a lot of people, will start out, or they'll say to me that, oh, I used to draw and I stopped and I started again. There's still no limit to what you can do. I wrote, somebody asked me something about the journey, and I was saying, it can be a wonderful journey when you have a good guide to guide you. And that is kind of the difference between me and a lot of the other channels. Like I said, a lot of people can draw circles around me, but the thing is, they put their stuff up to show off. And there's nothing wrong with that, because if you're an artist, you want to show your work. And if you're a singer, you want to sing your songs and let people hear, your tone. But me doing all this, as I was coming up in the ranks, I would run into a lot of people like, wow, I wish I could do that. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that. So my heart fell for that. And so I've started to become a teacher. And it's not about how good I can draw or how bad I can draw. It's the fact that I want to show you guys how to draw. So that's why I do this. Is YouTube paying me, good? No. Sometimes, some months I don't get paid by YouTube because I don't have enough views to get paid. But that, to me, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it because when you write to me and say, because I started watching your channel, my drawing has improved, or because of you, I put out my comic book. So that's why I do what I do, for those who wonder what I do. So, yeah. So today we're going to get into some, foreshortening, and maybe if I have time, do some 2-point perspective and have some advice for you guys. So if anything else I forgot, I'll say it as we go along. All right, so enough of the showing off. And I usually don't show off. I mean, I could show off this every day. Oh, go buy my book, but I don't, because, you know, I don't say, hey, subscribe, which I should be saying subscribe to get more subscribers, but I don't, because my goal is to teach you guys how to draw. All right, so let's go. Let's get to drawing. All right, so first things first, start out with the red pencil. My whole channel is based on doing comics. And why comics is because when you do comics, you're drawing everything. You are drawing, let me see, you are drawing people, you're drawing animals, you're drawing like interior, you're drawing exterior, you're drawing just everything versus, you know, drawing faces all day, or, you know, drawing trees or flowers all day. So in comics, it kind of encompasses drawing everything. So you can take, once you become a master at doing that, you can take that one thing that you say, oh, I like to draw faces from comics, and then go draw faces, because you have been drawing faces and expressions and angles and so forth. This is why I like to do comic books, and the fact that I can tell a story and then bring that story to life, or bring those characters to life, is nothing better than seeing your stuff come to life. You know, whether you're trapped in a house, whether you're sick, or whether you know, you're handicapped or whatever, if you can draw something and bring it, you know, put the beautiful color on it, and then take that thing and then continue to make it move and grow and bring life to it, there's no better feeling than that. I don't care if you just like laid up in bed or whatever, you can get a clipboard and draw. It just makes you feel good, because especially when people see it and they say, oh, this is wonderful, this helped me in some way, you know, seeing this brighten my days, just little things like that. So, all right, so let's get to the body. A lot of times people will see the body. Let me get a drawing real quick. They'll see the body. And then this is like one of my TikTok drawings that, you know, I do TikTok now. That is not up yet, but it'll be up soon enough. They look at the body and then they see all these muscles and so forth. And that kind of deters them from drawing, because they're like, oh, I can't do that. And number one is never, ever doubt yourself. If you doubt yourself enough, or if you say something enough, you'll start to believe it. And then when you try to go against that belief, your mind will say, you can't do that. Why are you trying to do that? This is like, you know, if you're old and older and you have children and you call your children stupid. Oh, you're stupid. Oh, you're stupid. You're stupid. You know, when time comes for them to do something that's, you know, bold or courageous or smart, that it'll kick in. Oh, I'm stupid. All my life they said I'm stupid. So never say you can't do. Always say I can do it. If you're not able to do it, say it's getting better. I'm getting there. I will be able to do this. I'm going to do this. So, you know, never doubt yourself, especially when it comes to drawing, because drawing is simple. It's just shapes. It's just shapes. And I'm working on a book, the ultimate drawing book, as I want to call it, that will show you how easy it is to draw, because if you can do letters, then you can draw. That's all it is. It's just a letter. It's just a drawing put together, stacked, twisted, and turned. So the body is a simple thing. Let's just say we start out with this. I was going somewhere. I should have used a circle, but it's simple. Okay, just another like that, like this, like that, like this. And these are just rectangles. Let's just make a triangle right here. Another rectangle. Except this little slice right there. Circle, another rectangle, circle, another rectangle, and half a triangle. Oval, two lines, and you know that you have the start of a body just by using those simple shapes. And you can do another oval here, another oval there, and put another oval here, another oval there for your thumb. Oval, 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 and you have it. And it's just drawing over and over and over. Now you have to eventually take these shapes and turn them around so you can see what it looks like. If you take, let me see, this little square here. I mean, you know, I should have a little better shape than that. You know, if you have this little square and you tilt it a little bit, what does it look like? If you turn it a little bit, what does it look like? If you flip it up, what does it look like? It's going to look like the same thing, because it's just the same shape. But basically, that's what you have to do to the body. So if you break it down to each part and study that each part, it becomes simpler to do the body. But just don't say, okay, you know, what I want to do is I'm going to get these muscles and I want to make him so big and he's going to beat the Hulk and so forth. And that's another thing about stories. When you young guys want to write your stories and you say that your character is just so powerful that nobody can beat him, then who's going to beat him? Nobody can beat him. So you want to do a comic book on your story who's super mighty God man that nobody can beat. What kind of villain will he go up against if you know he can't be beat? Who's going to buy your book if every time a villain comes he can't be beat? Because a lot of young writers are so, what's the word? I can't think of the word. I just have a blank there. That they want to have their character unbeaten by Superman or Wolverine or whatever. I don't know if it's pride or whatever it is, but the best character has the best weakness. Okay, understand that. The best character has the best weakness, because that's what makes a story interesting. When your character is down to his last whatever second or bit of strength or whatever, then you write, how in the world can I make him, you know, as the readers, we're like, how in the world can he get out of that? But if it's like, you know, he just got so many powers. One young cat long time ago told me about his hero, and he had like over 1 million powers, and his eyes would glow, you know, different color when he switched powers. And I'm like, well, who can beat this guy? So, you know, I think he got mad. I never heard from him again, but that's just life, you know. Even Superman has a simple weakness, and that's kryptonite. Problem is, they just write it where you can't even find kryptonite anymore. So if you have a character, you have to give him a really, really, really great weakness. The stronger he is, the greater the weakness he should have. Okay, so back to this. As I say, these are shapes, and once you learn how to put your shapes together, and as you see, I'm adding just a little more shapes to make this character a little more muscular. But don't try to do your muscles right off the bat, because that's kind of like a no-no. Because when I used to draw, I'll do the oval. This is something that I came up with studying. I came up with this. This is the beetle, and this is just the chest forward. So your delt always hangs off here, and then there's your arm, and then there's your waist. Okay, so you see where I'm going? The V, and there's your neck, and there's your shoulder. Okay, so when I used to draw, I remember this, I would draw one shoulder here, and I would have the other shoulder way down here, and I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't see it. You know, it's just like I had all of this, and it was crooked. And I was like, what's wrong? But I couldn't see it. So it took me a long time to see. That's just like a lot of artists will draw a face. It's hard for me to draw the face kind of crooked. It's like they get the eyes right. The nose is good. The mouth is good. But the side of the face is always crooked. I can't do it because I'm so used to doing it this way. And it's like they can't really see. I'll see some people's pages, and then I'll see the faces, and I'm like, that face is crooked, but they can't see it. So I always say, before you ink anything and make that your own, man, wait before you ink something. Anything you do, stop, turn your paper over, walk away, come back. You'll say to yourself, wow, that shoulder's crooked, you know, and before you ink it. But if you're so hyped into it, you're inking, and you're saying, oh, this is so good, this is going to be good, wait till I finish this, everybody can see this. And then you put it up online, and a day later, you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I just put that up, and, you know, I didn't see that thing was looking crazy like that. So just take your time and ink. Don't be in a rush. It'll come, you know, it'll be there tomorrow, unless you like on deadlines trying to do something. This is why I don't try to push myself to draw for comics or draw for anybody. A lot of times I'll do stuff for free. Like this. I forgot this guy's name that I'm working on his picture. This is just a quick rough up this guy's picture. You know, I'll do stuff for free because I don't want to hold somebody back. If you're paying me, I don't want to be like, oh, your deadline. Oh, this is like a manga book. I bought this, you know, just try to do some manga stuff, and then what's the word? try to get more loose. You know, I don't want to be tight. You know, when you look at this stuff, it's really loose. You draw loose. So what I do is I will get a book that I like, and I will just draw from the book. I'll just like draw this picture, draw that picture, you know, and then just see what the difference between my style and his style is, and then try to like make it a little looser. So yeah. So before you ink, wait a day or so, or a couple hours before you decide to go ahead and ink that, because once you ink it, it's through. It's through. So okay, back to the body. So foreshortening. Now that you see the shapes of the body, and that's why I did this book here, the 360 book, where a lot of these things are like my YouTube, I like to call it season 1 drawings, videos, you know, from the first year that I did YouTube, in his hands, you know, something I want to really get in depth with. So, as I said, the pieces, once you get these pieces and you know how to do these pieces, and you can put that body together, it becomes simple. You know, you can draw, and then you don't have to be Hulk muscularly, if that's a real muscularly, if that's a word, you know, with veins and so forth. You know, just that, especially if you're drawing clothes. I tell people, if you're drawing clothes, putting all these muscles on this guy, that's a waste. That's a waste, because your clothes are going to cover it up anyway. You might see some indication of, you know, an ab, or, you know, the striations in the chest. Not even that. Depends on if you have a tight t-shirt. But just to do something like this, let me get a fatter pen. If I draw just this thing, I don't know if this one's going to work, and then I put a shirt on this guy. See, you can have indications that he's muscular by just following the muscles, but all of this, you know, the striations in the chest, that, you know, that's going to be kind of ruled out. Now you can put, like, you know, some pull lines, like where the chest is, and maybe you know, where the abs are, but basically all of that stuff is going to get covered up by that shirt. So same thing with the pants. I can put pants on this guy, and you won't know that, you know, if he's muscular or not, other than the shape of the leg. So if I just drew something quick, this little stick thing, you know, just like that, and I drew some pants on it, and I colored the pants and put a couple not wrinkle but fold lines in here somewhere, you know, you got yourself a person without having to worry about, oh, is it muscular or that. So yeah, if you know that your character is going to have clothes on, everybody's not drawing superheroes with, you know, Black Panther tights, skin tight suits on. Some people want to do clothes. Look at Superboy in the Young Justice. He's got a t-shirt and jeans on. I believe those are jeans. So if you know your character is going to have clothes on, don't worry about getting every muscle in there. Just work on your shape, the direction that the person is going, you know, your balance, and we'll get into balance as well. So if I did that, and then I just rounded it off, 3 parts, 1 part, 2 part, and then your third part, which is the upside down house. Find your center line. Wherever that center line is going to go, that's going to be the point of your house. So this leg is going to come out of here. The other leg is going to come back there. You have your collarbone, your delts, which are on the end of your collarbone. This is an oval. This is a cone. This is a oval. This is a cone. You can do your hands, which I'm going to get into hands later. I really want to do an in-depth hands. You have your neck, which is just 2 lines, and your shoulders, which is just half a triangle, half a triangle. So from that little quick thing, I need to pull out some good pens, man. I have a ton of ink pens, good pens, and I don't use them. Actually, I did pull out a couple. So, you know, there's my character. So like I say, if I'm going to put clothes on this guy, then I didn't need to draw all those muscles. So just remember that whenever you decide you want to, that your character is going to have clothes on. And you see, it's not about, oh, his leg is too long, it's too fat or whatever. It's about showing you guys how to draw. And there's a lot of channels that won't do that because, as I say, their thing is to show you that they can draw. So another piece of advice is start to look at things like jeans. How are jeans made? How are they sewn? Where's the pocket? Where's this at? Just little things like that. Just start to look at that stuff so that you won't say, oh, what does this look like? Because in your memory, you'll understand what it looks like because they have this the zipper part. I don't know if it's left or right, but then they have the sewn piece here. Of course, they have the piece going down. The pockets are this way. The little button, the hoop, the what do you call those things? Belt loops. Yeah. The stitching down the bottom. These are just jeans. Now, when you do like dress pants, you want to do just basically no wrinkles because, in a crease right down the side. You don't see pockets on, dress pants, but you still see this. I think the pockets are on the side, but you really don't see them. So anyway, I'm supposed to be getting into foreshortening, but I like to kind of give more knowledge per video. As whatever I go into, I try to help you guys out so you get a little more knowledge. That way you walk away with a lot more knowledge in one thing. Hey, all right. None of my videos are scripted. They just come out as they come out. All right. So back again, the body. When I do the body, if I'm realistically drawing, where's my drawing at? Where's my drawing? Let me get another one. Let's see if I can get another drawing that you guys haven't seen, which shows more of the body. Okay, let's use this guy right here. When I draw, if I'm going to seriously start drawing, I'll use the oval first. And then I will use the oval. That's going to be the chest. I'll use the beetle method, which is the oval. And this is going to be, I'm going to do it straight. You have your center line. You always need your center line because you got to know where everything is going, even where the crotch is going. So if it's going straight, take it all the way down. So I'll do my collarbone, leaving room. I'll do my chest, which is going to be like halfway down. And I'll do my mountain or tunnel, just like that. And that's where your abs come in right here. So this is going to come up because this is like your rib. This whole thing right here is your rib cage right there. Your rib cage is more shaped like this than this. But if I'm drawing a person, I want to give more shoulder than this little bit right here. So I'll go ahead and just do the oval. So from there, of course, as I said in the last video, once you have that straight line, that is going to be right at the bottom, that delt, or that delt, which is that part of the arm. Let me get my big man. Give him. See, I haven't put him on camera in a long time. He just fell down. Okay, this is going to be a longer than a 30-minute video. I'll probably get to 40 minutes and then cut it. So this is my big man right here. Put his head back on. Bought the head separate. I think the head was like $35 or something like that. And it's good. Reference is your best friend. This is great. If you can buy one of these things, Amazon, reference is your very best friend. Reference is your husband. And reference is your wife. Okay, but you don't want to draw all your men like this. But at least you have a starting point of knowing, what you want to do or where to go. So yeah, reference is your best friend. Okay, straighten up. This guy is old. I ended up buying a new one because his joints are just, his joints are just, it just does what he wants to do. See how this shoulder's down, one shoulder's up, and I don't use it. If you go back and look at my videos, this is the only time I pull it out is for a video, but I'll get it one day, take it out next week, and his joint is just dropped down. So anyway, collarbone. I wrote all over this guy just for you guys so you can see this. This is the collarbone. And it's the delt. This is your delt, bicep, tricep, your forearm. I don't know the little muscles. But your collarbone comes across, and then your delt is right under it. It's kind of like it's hooked to it, and it's hanging from this line here. So using this guy, if you see, this is the bottom of your delt is shaped this way. The bottom of his delt is like halfway across down his chest. Okay, so that's something that usually I'll just do this in the beginning, and then I'll put this on there. But then later on, I'll bring it down because it comes from to a point, and it's right between the bicep and the tricep. And there's another muscle that comes down here, and it goes right into this muscle here. And yeah, I'm supposed to be getting in. Trust me, I'm going to get into foreshortening in a second. But as I say, I try to go for it. So this arm, this is going to be a small piece. This is going to be a wider piece because you have two bones. You have two bones in this arm. This is a single bone. You have two bones in this arm, and whenever you turn it, you cross, those bones cross, and that just this one reason why it's wider here and narrower there, and the bones come down here. So this muscle here is going to always go toward the thumb. It's going to go toward your thumb when you turn it. That little piece that's up here is going to go toward your thumb. Anyway, back where I was saying. So your anatomy, break it down into pieces. You have this, you have this. I do a line from here to here. Go back to the next video, you'll see it, and this is where it separates. This is where this starts to turn at. It goes around. You know, so I do this, it goes up, and it turns right there. And so once you get your done, once I start thinking, my brain is always 2 sentences ahead. I have to double back and remember what I'm saying. Torso, there you go. Once you get your torso done, everything else is pretty simple. Because then you have your waist, which does not come here. Your waist comes out from here because your abs, it comes around, and it actually goes in, okay? It goes in because you have your love handles are shaped like this. Love handles are shaped like this. So this kind of comes in and goes down to the crotch, okay? And then you have your hips, which is the shape of that house, that upside down house with just a curve here, because you have to have your man junk there or your lady junk there. So let me show you. Watch out, dude. Watch out. So this is your love handle right here. It just comes around and it comes down here. And then you got your back muscle that comes in and stops, like your love handle like stops right here. And then you have your lats that come down here. And something I'm not really good at back. I can do the back, but there's just so many muscles in the back that I don't want to steer you guys wrong. So, you know, eventually I'll do more backs as well. So I'm getting to this because all these little shapes, you're going to have to be able to turn it and twist it. So if you bend this guy forward, so it's still going to be an oval. Let's just say this is an oval, but I'm going to bend it forward. And the way you know is by using the collarbone. So I'll do this a little more. So I'll do this V. See, you have this left. I'll do this V, and I'll bring it up to that part of the shoulders, which I'm going to make bigger. Then I'll do my neck, and then my chin is going to be right here, up, jawbone, and then my head like that. So what I like to do is I like to move it. Sorry, that just came out. If ever I do the neck, if I'm doing a superhero, however this comes down the side, I'll do my neck straight down to make it more powerful to that shoulder. Then I curve it in. So then I will give him a little more shoulder. I'll just give him a little more shoulder, and then you're starting to develop more muscularity. So once you bend this guy over, this is not going to be round. It's going to be more kind of an oval. Let's look at this guy. So if I say this was more your oval, you bend him over, it gets flat. It gets flat, kind of like this. Okay, so the more you bend it over, the more flatter it's going to be, but it's not going to be flat in this drawing, not that flat anyway. It turns more into an oval, flat, oval pill. So, and it also determines the head. I keep going back. I'm going to get to foreshortening, I promise you, in the next 5 minutes. The more you bend it over, you see how this head comes down into the shoulders. Shoulders are here. Shoulders are starting to go up into his neck. Shoulders are up into his ears. The more he bends up, the shoulders are up into the back of the head. Okay, so that's another thing when you start to bend over. So if I'm going to do a bend over, I'm going to do this oval, and then I'm going to put the head. Normally the head's going to be up here. I'm going to put the head right into that body, and then this collarbone is going to, remember this comes right down to this V and to the neck. This is your collarbone. So this collarbone is going to take on a V shape, which you're going to not see some of the neck. Again, here's your neck. Hold your head up high. Here's your neck. And as it goes down, you lose that neck. And you see how this collarbone, I'll show you again, you see how this collarbone is straight across? As it goes down, this collarbone turns into that V. You lose the neck. The shoulder goes right in the back of his head. So the more you bend him down or bend forward, the less something, I just lost that one. The less neck you're going to see, the more this is going to come into the body. That's not exactly what I was going to say, but I said it. Okay, so let's just use this and do some foreshortening. And of course, the delt is round here. The delt is actually shaped like this, and it's separated into 3 muscles: the front, the center, and I don't know what it's actually called. It's the front delt and the center delt. You have your lines right here, right here, and right here. These are your 3 delts. It hooks on right at the collarbone, but once you go up, it has like a U shape, and it goes all the way around the back. This is the back of the delt right here. Right here. But it goes way in the back, okay? So that delt, once you bend that person over, that delt is gonna, I'll put this line in the center of the circle. I'll do a circle like this, put that collarbone right there in the center of the circle, whereas this one is right on top of it, okay? So the more you bend over, the more this is gonna be at a V, and this collarbone delt goes to the back like that. So here is my arm. Now we're getting into foreshortening. So what is foreshortening? Foreshortening is, computer, what is the definition of foreshortening?
Here's something I found on the web.
It's not it.
The noun, shortening, can have a few meanings.
Like they always do that cooking thing.
Butter,
Computer,
lard.
stop. Foreshortening, computer. Foreshortening. Okay, go back to sleep. Anyway, you want to take something. Where's my tubes? I have a lot of stuff for you guys. A lot of props, and I can't find that prop. So anyway, let's use this. I have a paper towel roll that I use. So let's just say this is the arm. This is this arm right here. Foreshortening is Alexa, definition of foreshortening.
From foodandhealth.com. PHOs are
This is why you don't deal with computers. Alexa, stop. And you might ask, why do I have a computer and an Alexa? Because I bought the Alexa app, and then I bought the next brick because it was supposed to be better. So I gave one to my mother, and she didn't like it. She's old school. She didn't want the computer stuff. So I have them both in my room, and one is named Alexa, one is named computer. So yeah, when one screws up,
I missed something.
You miss a lot. Shut up. Thank you. Sorry about that. I'm gonna cut that. No, I'm not. Anyway, here's the arm right here. Now to foreshorten it, because this is more of a cylinder, we're gonna use cylinder versus the oval. When you lift something up like this, it's like this. Number one, you're gonna see this. You're gonna start seeing the circle part of this. 33 minutes. I'm gonna go to like 50 minutes. It's gonna start rounding, and it's gonna get shorter. Foreshortening. So as it goes up, it gets shorter, and it gets rounder in the front, and it gets rounder in the back. Because I had 2 paper towel rolls. Here's one. I don't know where the other one is, because I put them together, and you will see what I'm saying. I don't want to stop and cut. I'll keep going, so I'll probably find it as soon as I finish. So anyway, here we go. So if I want to make this guy's arm go back, so he's bending over, and everything is round, okay? That's one thing. When you see this, you can kind of like the lines go straight, but as he bends over, things are going to round off. The chest is going to be round, the abs are going to be round. So the more you bend forward, the more you're going to round stuff off. So if I want this arm to go back, you're going to see this, and you're going to see the back part. So that's why you just use this as an oval or oval cylinder. So if this is a straight cylinder, I need to throw this pin away. That's aggravating. But if I want to go back, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. So it's going back. Now, that's all it is. If you do, this is a kind of exercise you can do. You have this straight up, No, you have this straight like this, and then you just kind of start drawing it. You draw it more, you draw it more, you draw it more, kind of like this. If this is the ground, then you're going to have just a little bit of the top showing, a little bit of roundness at the bottom, a little bit, that's too much. You have a little more roundness, and each time it's got to go, it's going to be shorter. A little more roundness, a little more, and we'll drop down to almost hitting the ground, and then hitting the ground. So that is a good test you can do, and you can do it from the side. You can do it from the whatever side, the front, and you're going to need to do that anyway when you start drawing limbs in being foreshortened. So basically, you're drawing two circles. You're drawing one circle big and one circle small, and then you're just lining it up. And unless that's a glass tube, you delete. You're not on the computer. You erase what's in the middle right there. So that's your foreshortening. Now, if I want to say like that's an arm going back and there's another part going up, same thing. I can do this. And then the circle for the elbow like that, foreshortening. But when you do that, I wish I had the other one. One has to cut in front of the other. If I'm kind of looking around to see it's on the floor somewhere. If you have one going, the other one is going to cut right in front of the other. If I bend this and I bend this up, it's going to get in front of the other, and that's where a lot of beginners lose it because they don't know to put that in front. I don't know. It's too close. So using my arm here, when I bend up, this arm is going to come in front of this part. Just a little. Get that arm out the way. It's going to get right in front of it, and that's the thing that people kind of like don't do. So let's just say I'm doing this. This is going to be round, and this is going to be round right here. This is going back because it's round, and you see this opening here. Give me my blue. And it depends on how close it is or how far it wants to go back, because you can do this, and the opening, this can be really small. The smaller the back circle is, the more it's going back. You can actually see from this is this and this. So if I'm going to put this other arm coming at me, I'm going to put it in front, in front of this part of that. So my back circle, and here's my front circle. And because I usually do this, I tell people to use a cone for this. It's just easier because that's the shape of the arm. The arm is thick here, is wide here, and it gets narrow here. And you can just continue to the point and just chop it off where you want the hand to be. It's simple dynamics. So this, and then this, and then you can put your hand here. So, but this is definitely going to go in front of that, and you just erase this. Why do I use blue and red pencils? Because that's just one reason I just showed you, because I can do this. Or if I finish my character and I want to put my costume on my character, this is what I will use. So that way I'll know, because I have so many red lines that if I start dressing the character, I might miss a line or it just gets blended in with everything. So this is one reason I use it. And the fact that I use it versus regular pencil is that there's a lot of glare from my fluorescent light above. There's a lot of glare. So this, you can see this perfectly. It's a lot of shine for me. So I only use this when I do like comics detail stuff, because I can sharpen it and it stays sharper. So I can really like get in and do my detail with this. I don't use that. Yeah. And this kind of has a nice bite to it when I draw. So, okay, so we have that. This arm is going back. So if I do another arm going back again, I'm going to have my circle, and then I'm going to make it even smaller like that. Foreshortening, okay? But because that's going back, it's not going to cover. But when it comes into the front, it's going to cover up. So if I do something like this, if I put the fist here, come on, right. And I put that arm here. You see how much that covered up? Bicep would be here. Like that. So that covers up a lot of this part of the arm, the bicep, tricep. So foreshortening, let's just say if I'm going to do this guy, okay, here's my collarbone again. Here's my delts. Delts are given, and I say they're given because they're not going to move. They are going to stay right there. So every time you draw, they're going to stay right there. They might go back a little bit or down a little bit, but they're going to stay right there. And the reason I say that is because if I want to draw this guy, his fist is right at me. So if I'll draw, this is what I would do. This is how I do. So I would draw his fist. Is it on the inside or outside? Inside. Instead, if I draw this guy's fist, he's aiming his fist at me. Then I will draw the forearm right here, which is just a circle, which is connected to that fist. And then the given part is already there. So I'll just connect. What am I using, blue? I'll just connect that bicep and tricep to this, and behind this. So basically, it's kind of like doing a snowman. I always use this example. You have your bottom part, you have your middle piece, and then you have your top piece, each one smaller. So if you look at that snowman from directly above, you have your top piece, you have your middle piece, and you have your bottom piece. Okay, so if I look at that snowman, if he's tilted this way, I'm going to have my top piece, I'm going to have my middle piece, and I'm going to have my bottom piece. And that's the same thing you do when you do an arm. You just have to know the shape of it. So if I have this, you can have this middle piece here, oval, or you can go ahead and draw the cylinder. And then you have the other piece right here. And then that could be your hand. Right there. And then you just shape it up. It's on the given already. It's going to be right there because wherever this comes around, wherever this bicep comes around, that's going to go right up into that delt. So you're going to have collarbones at the top, circle, and then wherever this bicep comes in, that part of your delt kind of covers it. The bicep goes up under there. This is your armpit is up under here. Nobody draws that. And it's going to come around like that. So same thing here, depending on the angle, it's going to come up and then over, and wherever that is, it's going to come down, and then that arm is going to come from under there, and then you can have this other part of the arm there. Now, another thing I used to have problems with, sometimes I fall back into that old habit, is the fact that a lot of times your arms are not straight like this unless you force them to be straight, but your elbow's going, I can't do it. Your elbow's going to go out. I couldn't do it because you couldn't see it. Your elbow's going to go out and down. Once you put that hand up, you see how that elbow goes out from the top. You see how this elbow goes out, and that's more natural whenever you do a fist, pointing at you, or a gun in his hand, or whatever. That elbow is going to go out and then back in. And it depends on the angle that you're drawing. You either see the bottom of this or you see the top of this. But regardless, let me see if I can get a little closer so you guys can see. You're going to have this fist, this forearm, and then you're going to have this little oval that is tucked behind this. So you only see just this little bit, and then it goes right into the given part, which is the delt, which is always there. So once you master that, that's a load off, because usually a lot of times I will do this as one piece. If you think about a football pad, I'll do this as like, this is like one piece. Come on, let's find my good writing pen. I'll do this as like one piece. And that helps a lot if you just do that one piece. Okay, camera, unfocus, focus right. Focus right. Better, I think. Or is it my eyes? So, yeah. So wherever this goes around, you're going to have that bicep come from out of there. And that helps. And of course, your trapezius muscle are right here on your shoulders, because we consider this whole thing shoulders, but it's your traps and then your neck. So foreshortening, okay, let me go. It's 45 minutes. It's going to be about 50 minutes. So like I said, just remember that this is going to go out and it's going to kind of come in a little bit. And I think I can explain this better on the legs. So let's do the legs right quick. So you have your upside down house, which is your crotch. And then you have one leg here, your knee, and you have your other part of your leg, not one leg. I'm trying to see, is this not focusing or is it just me? Your knee and part of your leg. So you have your other one, knee, and the other part of your leg. So, man, I just lost that. Drawing 46 minutes takes your mind off. So, okay. You have these two shapes. It's the same shape as the arm. That's what I was going to say. Two same shapes as the arm. You have your delt, you have your bicep, tricep, and you have your forearm. And you can do the same thing with this. This could be a point because the same thing with your legs. You have this, turn your foot. You have this fat, wide part and it goes right down to the narrow part. This whole thing is just, as I say, if I don't use him, he just does crazy stuff by himself. Maybe he's like Toy Story, gets up and gets in a fight, and the next day he's all twisted up, jacked up. So, same thing you do with this. You do with that. If I'm going to lean his leg up, say like I'm going to do a nice cool position. So remember, this is an oval, and I can actually turn this into a cylinder. So you have your front circle and your back circle. This is how I always say, is that blurred again, or is it just me? You have your, I'll take this and I'm going to lift his knee up like this. Glad you're here, player. So we got it like that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring this up like that. Okay? You don't have to be that high, but I'll show you as we go along. All right? But I'm going to bring it up all the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my back circle. And then I'm going to have my front circle. Now I can put that front circle anywhere in here to represent that knee. I can put it out here. And then you'll see all of this. I'll do another one. I can put it over here, and you see all of that. I can put it in the center, and you'll see all of everything. Okay, so I have it right here. So this is my knee. So this is where the other part of that leg is going to come down, and I'm just going to do a cone just to save time, and then I'll have my foot here. So by drawing this, and of course you see how much left over or is now covered by that leg. So you have to bring it in front of the other part for it to look right or for it to be right. So if I took that and did it all the way, upside down house, very simple, leave some room. So I'll do this leg is going to be here. So let's just say I'll put this up here and take it out, this front circle. And of course, this is narrow and this is wide. So you're going to have that wider back here and you're narrower in the front. So I'm just going to connect these. Remember, I'm going to connect these. You do the circle, you connect them, erase the part that's not seen. I'm telling you, it's either this camera or it's my eyes. Maybe I got too much stuff that's too colorful and it just doesn't want to pick up. Or maybe it'll be better in editing. All right, so then again, you're going to have that. Do the cone, which is right in front of that. So no matter where, it all determines where you put this front circle, because this is going to stay the same. This is not going to move because this is a bone. I think the bone is like something like this. This is not going to move. The top is not going to move because that's a bone. Only thing he's going to do is tilt and rotate. It's not going to twist like your abs. This is why you get that twist right in your abs. This is always going to be this way, and it's going to be this way because it's just going to turn. So, lost it again. Depending on where you put that front circle. So if I do this, and I put that front circle here, that's where that's going to be. If I do this, and I put that front circle here, that's where that part of the leg is going to be. So it all depends on where that front circle is going to be put at, which will tell you how much something is bent up Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. It just looks dark in here. Like, I don't know, maybe it's me. It just, that front circle tells you how much something is going to be bent. And you can get this on Amazon. Maybe I'll leave a link. I know somebody's like, where did you get that from? I'll leave a link. And I think it's, last I checked, it was like $110. Yes, $110. Might be less, it might be more. So it depends on, just say the knee is the front circle. So that determines how much of a foreshortening you're going to get on that thing. And the more you turn it, the more of the outside and the inside of that back part you'll see. So that's why I say it depends on where you place your front circle. So that's another exercise you can do. You can just do multiple circles and say, okay, I'll put the front circle right here. And then do my cone. I'll put the front circle right here. And then do my cone. Put the front circle way up here. And then connect it. And then do my cone. And then you'll see, you know, what's left. And then you can put a foot, just put a little goofy looking foot right there. So that's an easy way to do legs, and that is one way. Where did the guy go? This is how you do stuff like that. It's just, here's my front circle, here's my oval thick, here it is here, but this one is not, you won't really see. And this goes back. This is why I usually, a lot of times if I'm doing a quick drawing, I will leave this so I can know. I already know, but just how I draw. I'll draw this and I'll draw this line that shows me it's going back, and then tend to erase it later. So yeah, same thing with the arms. And we get, again, you got the foreshortening, the front circle here, back circle here. It's covering up this bicep, and of course it goes right into the given part. This is a given. It's going to stay here all the time. This would be the front circle, the back circle. This is turned this way and it's turned that way. Once you master that without trying to draw muscles, it's really easy. It's really easy. So I don't want this to go an hour, but it might because it's 52 minutes now. So let me just draw a quick position. The one bad thing about these pencils are, and you can get them on Amazon, they're just checking pencils. That's all it is. Oh, that the point goes really fast. Maybe I draw too hard. So let me just do some kind of goofy pose, and then we'll see. So this is going to be my torso. It's not a circle, more of an oval. And then I always center line, collarbone, chest halfway down, and then my, if you do a V, if that's hard for you to do, just do a V, and the top of that V is going to be right at that line. And then you can just bring it in. So I'm going to do my waist, which is just like that. And then of course, which way is my crotch going to be turned? So it's not going to turn here. It's going to turn here, and then it's going to go kind of straight here. So I'm going to do this, and I have no idea what this position is going to be, but I'm going to try to just foreshorten it. So again, this point hits this point. You curve that. This is already curved, so you don't have to worry about that. So my delt is going to go here. It's not going to go outside the body. This is something I used to do when I was still learning. I used to always put the delt here. But the more you turn, the more that delt is going to go in. Just like you would never put the whole delt right here. It's going to go like this because you're turning into it. So this is going to be into that body like that. All right, let me show you with this guy. So delt. Let's say this is the line. This is your delt from here. This is your delt from here on back. The rest is your chest. So right here, as I turn, this is going to go right into his body, and this one is going to get covered up by the chest. Okay. So foreshortening. I don't know. It's just going to be a goofy position. So I'm going to go back up again. I want to do this as my back circle. So what I'm doing a short oval here, because this is going to be my front circle right here. So this is got the way the buttocks is from off the crotch, it comes down. And so this is going to be that right here. And I'm going to do a cone. Let's just do a cone. So that's going to be like this. And it's going to come to the point like that. Okay. So I don't know. Let's go back. Let's go back like he's jumping over a hurdle or something. So here and then here. A lot of times I will always do the oval for this because it's so thick. And then going back, the cone is going to go back. So this is going to be the opening and this is going to be that. So if I chop it off with a foot, you're going to see this opening and then that one right there. And because I made it small, it's way, way back there. So if I do the arm, let's just say, I don't know. Okay, let's just do this. So here's my delt. It's going to come here. So I'm going to do this. If I was going to do a full arm, I'm going to stretch this out a little bit more. But if I'm doing half an arm, because I'm going to foreshorten it, I will shorten that. And then I'm going to do this right here. Let's just take this up. Cone, again, my cone. Because if I'm going to do a full arm, I'm going to do a long cone. If I'm going to foreshorten it, I'm going to do a shorter cone. And then chop off. And this is going to be my fish right here. So we got this. This goes into the given, which is the delt. I don't know. Let's just do this. So this is going to be like almost coming in front of me. So it's just going to be, it's not going to be this. If you take this the same way, as I said, if you take this and turn it around, so you take this and you just start shortening it out, it becomes more foreshortened. And it looks like a cigarette, so I'll do that again. So you do this and then you shorten it a little bit more and you shorten it until you almost get a circle. Okay, so this is what this is going to be here into the given, and then I'm going to put the arm across here, the cone across here, and then depending on how short or foreshortened it is, I'm going to take this front circle back. So I'm going to, let's just say about right here, and then my hand is going to be right there. Yeah, I know that is just the weirdest. I told you I didn't know what it was going to be. I'm just doing it. So, and then you got my head right here. This is just weird, stringy man, I guess. So let me ink this and get a little bit of something to it. This whole, he shouldn't have been twisted. He shouldn't have been twisted that way. Anyway, I just showed you how to do that. So foreshorten, here we have this, we have that, which goes into the bicep, which is right there, which is the trap right there. So this is going to go. I would have to make this a little longer unless I'm doing the fist, something like this, and foreshorten that fist. And then, of course, you're not even going to see the bicep is right here, and that's going to go down into the chest. You're not even going to see that. So cut that off here, do my hand however I'm going to do my hand. Like that. This is my fist right here. This is going to come, and the leg is kind of, it's shaped like this. This is how it's like that, because this, when you do this, it forms the crotch. So this is how your legs actually hook on like that, because that little forms the crotch. And then there's a big muscle that comes right inside, and it goes there, and it shapes that. I don't know what that muscle is called. So this is going to go back. I'm going to give it a circle here. And this is how I do if I'm doing this. Take the pen out of my mouth. So the calf, because the calf is so fat, right? You do it, you go back. With your arm, I will put just a circle. It's kind of hard to see because it's dark for me. I'll put a circle first to represent that calf, and then lines to represent the lower part of the leg. So I'll do this calf here, and then that, and then I'll put my foot right there. So with this one, we did this. This is going to be my knee right here. And then my foot, however I'm going to put my foot on, just crazy foot. Like that. Okay, so there you have, your quick kind of almost too big man. Let me slim him down a little bit. And shoulders, the V for the neck. He's going to be looking this way. He's looking back because he's running. and he's got a microphone in his hand. See, this is why I like comics. And he's singing a song about running because he likes to run. And this is what I say about looking at stuff and seeing how stuff is made. Because the average person won't know what a microphone is. And some of the microphones have this little wire that hangs down. I guess it's the cord that for the signal, helps for the signal. So we're going to do this. This is too far over. It should be like right here, to be honest. It should go up in here. Got my abs. Because once your waist, you have your delt, you have your thing, and I'm gonna finish this up. You have your torso right here, you have this, and right at this point, this juncture right here, here and here, make that darker so you can see, that's where your love handles come in at. The love handles come right here and they go down. Right here. They're actually shaped like this, but they leave that little indentation to go down into your hip. So wherever this comes, then you have your love handles right here and right here. And depending on how you turn, you'll see one of the other more than you see the other, and then your hips come like that. So this guy is like, I'm a runner, so long, suckers. He's just singing a little song, just singing this song. I never took music. I did take music a long time ago, and I know the notes, but I have no idea what the actual notes actually mean. So I think I don't know. Anyway, yeah, he's singing, and he's like, ta-ta, I'm in here, I'm in the front, I'm in charge. Am I actually singing on this video? I'm sorry, I apologize. So yeah, that's your quick keys, an hour and 2 minutes in the foreshortening. So hopefully you guys learned something. And then remember, like I said, the body's round. The body's always round. Don't make it flat. So if I put a belt on this guy, it's going to be around like that. If I put like jogging shorts on this guy, shorts are going to go back like this. And I put a stripe on the shorts because why not? Jogging shorts and then the little socks. And this is why I like comics, because when you do crazy stuff, then you can change it into crazier stuff. And he's number 8. The Singing Running Man. Where's my fat pen at? Where is you? Where is you? Here you is. Number 8, and then whatever. I don't know. I was going to put some stripes on here, but I don't have to detail this because the video is almost over. So yeah, there you go. And then you get your wrinkles, your folds. I keep calling them wrinkles, folds. So you see, another thing is I didn't have to put all those muscles in there. And of course, runners always have those, the fuzzy armbands back in the day. So yeah, I'll keep going. So it's an hour and 3 minutes, 42 seconds by my clock minus editing, but I still have to put a beginning and ending on here. So hopefully that answered little questions about foreshortening, and in the next video I'll get more into foreshortening as I translate into 2-point perspective. So yeah, keep coming back, and I want to thank you guys for the comments, and I tend to answer all of my comments. Yeah, I tend to. So I got to get back into that because I'm doing so much. You saw all the books I was doing, the comic books and the children's books and so forth. So I've slowed down a lot to concentrate on this and TikTok, because I can just throw a TikTok out in a minute. All right, that's going to be it. Keep coming back. Subscribe. I usually don't say that. Subscribe, and please tell your friends. If you're an artist and you have artist friends, please bring your friends to the channel. Get me on your phone, show it to these guys, and have them subscribe as well, so that I can kind of do this full time and YouTube can start paying me and I can quit my job and blah, blah. All right. That's it. No rambling. I'll see you guys in the next video a week from now, give or take. All right. Later.